What is going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. So some news from the New York Jets. Mekhi Becton, the first-round pick left tackle in 2020. Looks like he messed up his knee. I think he has a chip fracture in his right knee, something like that. And he's been dealing with injuries the past, since he's really been drafted. He's been very injury-prone and haven't lived up to any expectation because the guy can't really stand up on his own 2 feet for one season, okay? And it looks like, I don't know, I heard reports that he's out for the rest of the year. Then I heard reports that they have to see how serious it is. But I think the news already came out that he's already going to be out for the 2022 season. So there's already rumors right now that Joe Douglas, the GM for the New York Jets, has called the Eagles that, they are interested in Andre Dillard. If you saw, we released Nate Herbig after having that second round tender on him. They tried trading him during the draft, and the Jets picked him up. Obviously, Joe Douglas was around when Nate Herbig was here. And then, obviously, another story out of this is, Andre Dillard was drafted when Joe Douglas was in the building in 2019. So it should be interesting to see how desperate the Jets are and what the Eagles might get. For Andre Dillard, it's probably a good thing because he'll actually get a starting job, with the Jets if Mekhi Becton is out for the whole entire year. It's a good thing to trade him because now, you could probably get a good draft pick out of desperation. Howie and Joe Douglas are very close, have a really good relationship, and are going to be talking once again this week because the Jets and the Eagles face off in Philadelphia. So maybe them two will get together, and maybe this trade will go down sooner than expected. So we'll actually see if Andre Dillard suits up this Friday. We'll see what happens this Friday night. The bad thing is we don't have any depth at left tackle. Dillard was pretty much our backup left tackle, and there's really nobody else behind him, guys. LaRaven Clark is dealing with a hamstring. LaRaven Clark has been injured ever since we picked him up off an ACL a couple years ago and was injured twice last season, okay? Injured twice last season and now injured again, okay? You have Owasika, you have John Sills, guys that are just not going to pan out unless they take Jack Driscoll, that kind of has been struggling. Maybe they move him to left tackle. So that's a possibility if they can cross-train him. He played left tackle in college. So, that, I guess, would make sense. They would have to cross-train somebody. You have no depth at that position. So obviously with Dillard having a concussion right now and Malata having a concussion, we've kind of been trying to replace that just for good looks at training camp right now, and it just hasn't really panned out with the pressure on that side. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do here. This could definitely go down. If the Eagles are going to get a satisfying draft pick from a third rounder, something like that, look, great, but you lose depth at left tackle, and if Malata gets hurt, you better hope that somebody's prepared, that the Eagles and Jeff Stoutland, the offensive line coach, better get somebody ready to take that spot. So we'll see what happens. I'm kind of going to be looking for somewhat of Dillard maybe not playing. If he doesn't play Friday, which he should be back from concussion protocols. He should be back. We'll see. It's not really going to give us an answer, but maybe it'll help the rumors a little bit more if this trade is actually going to go down. Like I said, it's a good thing, but it's a bad thing. If we had depth at left tackle, if I knew they were cross-training more guys at left tackle, I'd feel more comfortable with a trade like this. We talked about the Jesse Bates trade and trading Andre Dillard and a second-round pick, which was one of the first offers, speculated, rumored offers that we would, give up. But, Dillard is and I think what Howie wants to do with Andre Dillard is he doesn't want to keep him for the year. I think half of him wants to keep him for the year, but he doesn't want to not get rid of him for nothing, okay? Like, if he's on the last year of his contract, which Dillard is, you're not picking up his fifth-year option for $12.5 million. It's just not going to happen. I don't think any team will, unless he starts for another team and maybe they rework his contract or something. Who knows? But if the Eagles want to keep him after this year, if he's still on this roster, they could release him and then kind of redo his deal, kind of the same thing like they did with Fletcher Cox in that instance, if that's what they want to do. But I don't think you want to run Dillard through his – I don't think Howie wants to run Dillard through his contract and not and just lose him for nothing. You know what I mean? I think maybe they could pull the trigger on this because they can get something out of it. You got 2 firsts and a second-round pick next year. If you can get a second to a third, maybe a third to a fourth, I think a third probably would be very fair in a trade like this. So there's ups and downs about trading Andre Dillard, to the Jets. But in desperation for the Jets, because they need to get their season ready, you could get a pretty good pick out of this. So we'll see. We'll see when the time comes. But just want to throw that news out there real quick for you guys. Do you think Andre Dillard will get traded to the Jets? Do you think that there will be talks this week, especially because the Jets and Eagles do play in Philadelphia Friday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern for the first preseason game? So definitely something to keep an eye on for the week and for weeks to come. And, if it doesn't happen any sooner, because if it does, they got to start cross-training somebody to left tackle. Or Raven Clark and John Stills, Josh or John Stills, whatever his name is. It's just not. Owasika is another guy that's been playing too, but I don't know how much faith they really have in those guys being that premier backup left tackle for us. So, all right, guys, you guys enjoy your day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. SHAKESQUAD up, follow us. Peace out, guys. Peace.